Hello, Divine Sunshiners. I know it's been more than a minute. Taking a sabbatical, I became inundated with a lot of things that I had to do in the world. I had stuff that I had to do with my organization, events. And then it just got to a point that with all the different energies from the different moons, the different things that was coming in from the environment, and it just came to a point that I know through all the cards in my readings that I had been doing previously, it had been saying separation, and say take separation because it was causing anxiety. That card came up through the divine feminine masculine reunited cards. And I had ignored it and figured, oh, they just talk about the collective. They're not talking about me. And so I think her name was TX something. She was stating in hers that saying that, sometimes your energy reads through the cards. And I really try to make sure that I kind of block myself off from not doing that. That what's going on with me doesn't resonate into the cards. But sometimes what's resonating with me is really what's resonating with the collective. And so with that, I had to, it just hit me one day. I came down, I tried to do a reading, and my whole screen turned blank. It was white. You could hear me talking, but you couldn't see a darn thing it was saying. And that reading, when I listened to it, really pertained to me. It wasn't really supposed to go out there to collective. And so I just took it as a sign to say, okay, just stop. Us as readers, when we're talking about what's happening in the collective, that really is like, it's hard for you to detach, especially when you're trying to do things and you're trying to be a light worker or a way shower for everyone that's on this path that's going on with dealing with these divine unisouls. And it's hard for you to detach. You just can't detach because every day you're on there talking about it. And then also while you're talking about it, you also kind of touching those parts and feelings that's got to do with you going on with your divine counterpart, what's going on with them. And so, if you see all my videos, my divine counterpart masculine is always, he's right there. I mean, I can touch him, feel him, essence is right there. Every time I read, so it's kind of hard for me to say, ooh, I'm gonna detach from it. So especially I'm doing the readings like that, and in order for me to do that, I had to just kind of shut down and just kind of concentrate. Sometimes when I was on here doing readings, I feel kind of guilty about some of the things that were transpiring between me and the divine masculine. How our situation is very unique. To come on here and to talk about that. And some saying, well, he's still with the karmic and that situation. I don't know, it's me, my own guilt, or either me feeling maybe from just the collective. I could feel also saying, okay, well, what's going on with that? And it was hard to explain, and it was guilt feeling on that too. They're saying maybe people don't understand what is this. I don't understand what's going on. Why are we in constant contact if this is what's going on with the whole situation? It just got to a point that I had to make sure that I made peace with it. It is what it is. Okay. Sure, would I like things to change, the circumstance that it is, but it gives me really a chance to really practice unconditional love, because for me to say, well, I love him when he's free from the karmic, or when he's free from that karmic situation. That's not the ultimate situation, and that's not really truly showing unconditional love, because I'm putting stipulations upon that. Some people might not agree with it, might trigger or whatever. And at that point, when I was doing readings, I was very sensitive as far as what other people thought about what was going on in the situation. And at this point that I'm at, it's just like, I can't hear if my uncle's listening to it, I can hear his mother saying, damn it to hell, to everybody about what's going on. Because right now, this is what's being showed. This is what the lesson that I'm on. And at this point, I'm making peace with it. And, when things are to change and show differently, then I'll be able to switch and go with that. But at this time, I went on a vacation, went to Cozumel, Mexico, went on a cruise with my organization. Very much so enjoyed it. The water learning how to calm and just be still and do nothing. Especially being everything involved with my organization, doing things for my parents, just doing things for work, school, as a teacher, everything is kind of hard to kind of turn it down. You know, with me, I'm always inundated with people, with energies, other people. And it was just nice to really go on the trip and just really kind of like chill and do nothing, although I had to still do my schoolwork. But I just found time how to just lay on the deck, just sun, and just do nothing. And so that was very, very life-changing for me, because now whenever I feel that kind of rumble or that Aries fire that tries to start up, I try to transport myself back to the cruise and me just kind of relaxing. While I was off, certain things I did learn from also really concentrating and getting a better understanding is us as divine feminines. If nothing else, we've got to learn how to detach. We've got to really learn how to just live for ourselves and not constantly be thinking about the divine masculine. That's why I say with doing the readings and things, that was kind of a little hard for me to be able to do that. Because again, me reading for you guys, and that I had to constantly tap into, it would trigger things, bring up things within me. And that was a hard thing for me to be able to kind of purge and get rid of all that kind of stuff that I needed to, and to heal. Because again, when I started this channel, I started the channel based upon out of hurt about the divine masculine and his decision and what he had made to do. And then I said, okay, well, then let me go out into the world and try to help other people. But at the same time, I wasn't dealing with taking time out to heal. I was doing it a little bit, but really that time that I had a month off, or how long it was, I can't remember now. It was much needed. Because even when I came back from my trip, my mom said, you know, I don't know what you did on that trip, but you came back changed. And it was. I tried to not really go into, I call it that fire, that burn, where it's just like that. I can't. Something else had happened also that kind of triggered me to say, okay, I got to choose a better way of reacting to things in life, because this is not working. You know, I'm getting angry at the littlest things, and I've got to kind of work with that temper that I have. And it's certain things that also being off help me just kind of say, retrospect, what is it really just acting as a block for me to become into truly union, physical union, without all the extras and the blockades with my divine counterpart. And it's a couple of things I got really real with myself and said, there's some things that I got to check, and I got to get really down to the nitty gritty, because I don't want to come with that kind of energy or baggage with my counterpart with that. I seen this morning, I think the gangster goddess, or whatever her name is, manifesta goddess, whatever she is. I still can't remember the names. That hasn't changed. But she has talked about, you know, we got to get away from the label of the twin thing. And I say that is true. We've got to get to a point that right now is not about the twin. It's about becoming whole. I joked with my friend, which I did the video with, Sean, and I told him, you know, when I do watch videos, I'm just really trying to watch videos that's either talk about union or helping me to be a better self. Everybody else, I don't want to really too much listen to. Every now and then, yes, the ego part of me is like, what's going on with the karmic? I want to know what's going on. And, you know, I check it and I do see TX's, excuse me, guys, I do look at hers to see what's going on with that. And then after a while, I just say, okay, that's it on that, because that's triggering up some other stuff. It just really, on this journey, it's just really about seeing when you're talking about your counterpart or your divine unisoul, where you came from. It's just really about you becoming the best person that you can be. I've even have adopted the song as my, anytime I get off track, I adopted a song by Lil Duval, I live in my best life. Ain't got time to go back and forth with you. You know, I'm living my best life. Smile and say, smile, bitch, come on. Excuse me for my language, but it's just saying smile no matter what's going on in the song, beyond the explicit lyrics that's in it, is that you got something to smile about it. Let's not even look at about what's going on with your counterpart and all those different kind of things, but really knowing that throughout whatever it is, he say you breathing, you already winning. Throughout all of this stuff here that we're going through, we are already winners. Our main thing and objective is to become whole at this point, to be the best version of ourselves. And I had been saying that before, but you know, sometimes, you know, you as a person, you're a salesperson, I've been selling it, but I haven't been believing in the product that I have been. But now I do. It's just about being whole. And I found out when I start doing those things, doing things that make me happy, it draws my counterpart more closer into me than ever before. Because I'm not concentrating on him and saying, oh my God, it's not going to work. Oh my God, what is he doing with her? Oh my God, what's going on? Woe is me, and all those different kind of things. So my thing is again, if nothing else, remember that this journey, why you signed up for it and what was the clincher thing that caught you in for you to say, oh yeah, I could do this thing called whatever we thought at first is called Twin Flame Journey or Divine Unisoul Journey or my wholeness journey with my counterpart, which is my reflection of me journey, is that they're saying at the end of it all, you're going to become the best possible version of yourself. And that is what the clincher thing was for you to be signed up. I call it the Burger King board, where you look up there and you see what things is like. Okay, yeah, I want to be this. And yeah, okay. And although I'm going to take that with this, being on this journey, not understanding what the hell is going on, that this is going to make me whole and a better version of myself at the end. And so that is the whole thing in totality. Okay, I'm finished with my spiel. I have not talked to you all in a long time. But I just wanted to kind of let you all know. So a lot of what's going on out there into the vibe, into the atmosphere is getting away from this separation thinking and this labeling of twins. Okay. So the card for our objective, what's our big thing that we need to be concentrated on with this is what did you learn from your biggest regret? Okay, so we're learning how to let go. And we're talking about now, especially with this new energy, with the moon coming along, helping us to kind of purge and get rid of a lot of things that's going on. It's like we got to think about whatever this regret was that's going on with us that we still holding on to. And we've got to learn how to let it go. Okay, so if it's that didn't finish college, or you didn't finish, you didn't get that degree like you wanted to, or you really wanted to move and get you another place, but you were scared to do it. I said now with the times that's going on now, this is manifesting times, and this will be a great time for you to go back and really think about something that you have regretted that you did not finish, or something that you regretted that you did, and you've got to learn how to let it go, because what it is now is this time is opening up for new beginnings. Okay, this is what you're doing. I had somebody send me here lately talking about like good witches and things and spells and things of how you do things to kind of open up yourself to seem like you bringing in those things, like simple, like she was saying, house cleaning things that you can do that will kind of symbolize and wake up to the universe that you mean is like sweeping the floor and wiping things down. So, I would say with that, again, my famous thing is cleaning up area. Pretend that you have an area of space in your house that belongs to you, and that I would say pretend in your mind sight that you're saying, you know what, I'm removing the blocks that is blocking me from getting this thing or this dream, because I regretted that I didn't open up that school that I've offered, or that opened up that performing arts center or this community center that I want to, which I do want to do that. Community center. And I regret it. I sat on it and I haven't done anything about it. And so one way for me to be able to do that is to say, you know what? I'm removing all the blocks. So maybe I might, if you can see the room, I got some places that's junky. Like I'm saying, moving things, rearranging some things. I'm making room for my good. I'm making room for the center. So I'm throwing away stuff, you know, like old thoughts that don't seem like they belong there. That, you know, this, I'm throwing trash, but it's not really, I'm throwing trash. I'm throwing away old thoughts. Okay, so that is one way to do that. Or you're doing some laundry. Picture yourself that say, I'm cleaning all these negative thinking that I always have that's in regards to doing this thing. You know, this is me watching the slate clean or wiping windows. Something like that. I was saying do something physical and then at the same time be a semblance to let the universe know, you know what, I'm wiping the windows, but this is me wiping the windows to my window of opportunity. I'm cleaning it off. I'm giving myself a new slate. Something like that, okay? This is what I'm picking up. You'll see me now kind of trying to give you, which I've always had been, just kind of give you little tidbits to kind of help you with becoming whole, because that's really the area that we need to think is either whole or we're coming into union. Okay, so what is what are some major events for the divine feminine that's helping us to get into union? So I'm just going to just really start thinking a whole different way for the divine feminine, and what is it for the divine masculine? Okay. And you can thank my mom. My mom had a nice talk with me. She's like, listen here, you got to get back down there. Start reading for the people, because you don't want that gift to be taken away. That's a true gift that you have. And you need to go. I got some things I kind of got a little spooked on too. I did a reading for a young lady. And, you know, I told her it was going to be separation. She didn't take it too well. She was kind of upset about that. But it said it. I told the spirit, whatever you tell me, I'm going to tell them what it is, whether they accept it or not. And so I could tell through her little energy that she felt like, you know, I was kind of responsible. Like, if you didn't tell me we was going to be separated, it would never happen. Yada, yada, yada. She ended up marrying the guy. But at the same time, I could tell when I talked to her, it's still kind of a guilt on her end that's saying that, you know, like, that in some ways, like, you know, because the cards did also show someone else. If she chooses not to. And, you know, us on the outside do not understand that. You know, you got different timelines. There's always something else out there, other opportunities. Life goes on and still ever perpetuating and manifesting new things for you as well. And so, you know, I told her about this other guy. She's like, no, I don't want to. I've been in the same position where somebody had told me, well, you and your counterpart, he's doing X, Y, Z, and I get mad. And before I know it, I done turned that whole timeline around to we created a new timeline that whatever she said was going to happen, the psychic said it didn't happen. So, you know, she didn't understand that, but I could feel her throwing energy on me to saying, oh my God, you know, you put doom and gloom on the thing and whatever. So thank God Mom talked to me and she said, nope, you got a gift. You don't want to get rid of, you don't want to lose it. You need to keep on going out there for the people. It's bigger than just that one incident that it happened. So thank you, Mom, for pushing me and saying, no, get down there today and let's go ahead and do a reading. So with the divine feminine, when we're talking about, back on track, with divine feminine, when we're talking about as far as into union, what things we need to do, event that's going to happen here currently, is to find balance, okay? So Archangel Ezekiel, the need for balance and moderation, cooperation, compromise, wait for perfect timing. Okay, so when I look into this, it seems like it's self-explanatory. We just got to right now at this point find things balanced. You know, sometimes we find ourselves maybe going to extreme left, extreme right. Sometimes we find ourselves thinking about a divine counterpart a lot of times, and then we're like, oh my God, you know, you think about it too much, and then sometimes we find ourselves thinking about our own self too much, and then you start getting into ego, and you got to kind of find that middle of the road there. It's just like, you know, I'm detached. I haven't forgotten about the journey that I'm on to reunite with my counterpart, my masculine counterpart self or whatever, and then bring it back on home. So like I say, it's got to be a compromise. Like I say, you got to find the middle of the road when you're doing things. And then you got to be willing to wait on perfect timing. Now, one thing I do know from my little sabbatical that I had is that, you know, waiting does not mean you putting your life on hold. You're not doing that. Thank you. Archangel Raphael confirms that. You keep on living. I could have sat there and was like, oh my God, I ain't going on no cruise because I don't feel like going on no cruise. I want to stay right here where he is because if I'm away, something might go down because I ain't way around looking and seeing what he doing with her and doing all that stuff. So, you know, I was like, nah, I'm going to live my life. Matter of fact, even pretty much, you know, just like, yeah, go, you know, go ahead. Have your fun or whatever. He was concerned about me going. He's like, be safe, you know, come on back. Don't have too much fun. I snickered and laughed. Like, okay. But, you know, just go ahead and do you, you know, because, again, you got to hear, you trying to, like the song says, I'm living my best life. That's what you're here to do. And that's the reason for why whatever things that he's reflecting into you, that you're seeing that you don't like that he's doing, is the same things that you have to work on as a divine feminine. So you got to balance, and you got to wait for perfect timing. That does not mean put your life on hold. That just means for you to just go on ahead, keep on doing what you're doing, but don't sit up there and try to do things, manipulate, you know, like the ladies talk about spells and all that stuff, and trying to see what they doing on Facebook, and you know, just keep on thinking about it and start meditating and seeing and trying to put your wheel on them and try to change and shift things around. That's not what we're talking about. It's just like perfect time, and let the union team do their work as far as bringing you back into union with your divine counterpart. With the divine masculine, we have being too frivolous or too cautious with money. Good business decision given to those less fortunate. So, you know, money also to be, I call, is, again, a tangible substance of the form of love. So some kind of way that the divine masculine, you're being a little kind of cautious about how you're expressing your love again. And you might be giving, I'm picking this up, to people who are less fortunate, really should not be. So you kind of opening up the floodgates of love to the people that should not be getting it, and the ones that should be getting it, you've been a little stingy. This is what I'm picking up here. For some of you all, let me say not for all. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That, but some of you all are really thinking about how can you help out in the community. How you can actually do things out there that can better the ones that are less fortunate. So it's a little kind of, again, fork of the road. It's a couple of you all that I picked up very strongly, giving love to the wrong people. You're looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love in too many places. Right. You're looking for love too many. I didn't bring no water down. Help us, Jesus. Yeah, you're doing the wrong thing there. Okay. Yeah, that's what. But some of you all are making some good, really good business decisions. But then maybe that might be another reason why you're saying I'm not being, you know, too out there with my love. But I'm telling you that it's kind of like watch it. That you kind of, again, finding that balance that when it comes to emotion, especially when you talk about the feminine side of you, that you also are finding ways to kind of balance that, you know. Not just one way. Divine masculine here also, page of earth, scholarly, dependable, patient, successful. Good news about financial matters. Want to do something more challenging in a new area of study. So in your masculine, the divine masculine, when we're talking about that, this might be a reason why. Maybe some of you all are waiting on a loan, some kind of things going on. You're seeing some things that you're saying. You got some projects that you might want to kind of really start on. And you're saying, you know what, I'm kind of going to have to kind of taper back a little bit on my spending habits because maybe I might want to put like a good down payment on something. Or I might find myself there saying, you know, I want to put something up so when I be able to build some capital on my investment of this business venture that I'm trying to do, that I'm able to do that. Because, again, you're sensing to want to do something new. This can be also if you are dealing in a relationship, if it is in a relationship, you're somewhere where you don't want to be, in a type of relationship, let's put it that way. This is also this newness, a new area of study. Some of you all might be trying to really seeing some things that's going on with you all. Divine Masculine, that could be also in school. Maybe you might want to go back to school. Some of you all might also want to just say, yeah, I kind of really want to try. I'm here. I'm looking for a new love, baby, a new love. So you might be also looking for a new love as well. You know, you're saying you're just looking for a freshness, a newness. To come into and something to really study and to really put all of your thoughts into that's going to create this something new that's going on. Let's look at in love what's going on. Clear. For Divine Feminine. Okay, you came out. And Divine Masculine. All right, so for the Divine Feminine, what's going on right now is wedding. Some of you all are really thinking about it when it comes to your divine counterpart, getting several things. The physical divine counterpart, you're really thinking about you all just really having a really serious commitment about what's going on. You're still looking at him in a way that he really don't quite know what he wants to do, but you're seeing him showing up and saying, yes, I'm committed to do the job that I signed up for on this path of this journey. But you're still kind of looking at him saying, he don't quite look sure of himself, but he's there. So I'm kind of happy, but I'm looking at him at the same time saying like, okay, I'm looking to see what you're going to do. Okay. But you're looking for a real serious commitment. I'll get a clarifier on that one. That's what I'm seeing for that one. Where's my good ones? Why you're looking for your counterpart, you're seeing a serious commitment at this point. And you're kind of feeling like he's not really sure, but you're saying, well, at least he did show up breathing. Okay. You got new life in reverse. This can go two different ways. It's like, let's finish what we started. That's one thing I pick up. Or also you're looking for, you know, it's awakening, a new birth to something that you're emphasizing for this to happen as well. Let me get some more clarifiers on that one. Why did that come in reverse, new life? Because you're playing things by the book. I think you're going step by step by step. And so in order for you to be able to get this commitment, you're saying at the same time, it's like, I don't want to put the horse before the cart before the horse. Right. And so I don't want to really get too happy. Just too fast on this one. But, you know, but I feel like, you know, I can feel there's something in the air tonight. Hold on. You can feel it. I know the many of the Divine Feminines have felt like it's a change. It's something new. It feels like a vault, like something has unclocked, but nobody has opened up the bank vault yet. But you can feel it like somebody, it's been some things going on, certain turning of the knobs on the combination, and then suddenly you do the right thing, say click, and you're like, oh my God, did I really come up with the right combination on this? Oh, wait a second. And then, you know, you're getting ready to take that reveal and really now take that and about to open up the vault. This is where we are right now, Divine Feminines, when it comes to this Divine Masculine or to this journey that we're on, in which we're with our counterparts. It's just to really see. And so we're playing everything by books. It's like step. I'm not going to I've been there before. When I put the cart before the horse instead of the horse before the cart, it's just like I'm just going to let it be a steady growth. You know, elephants have memories. They remember everything, every little thing that happens. Every step you make, every breath you make, every move you make. I remember everything. So, yeah, so I've been watching you. So, you know, it's just like, nah, I'm not going to jump ahead so quickly on that one. Here we go, separation here. So we have time apart from your partner is on the horizon. This is on the Divine Masculine. So in the Divine Masculine, you know, I don't know if I'm like TX and say I'm a third party reader. I believe that I am, because in some ways I'm in that. So of course that energy and that involvement is going to pop up. So right now separation is involved here. So we got the Divine Masculine feeling right here that, you know what, he's been serving whatever it is. He's been on duty, you know. Right now he's been protecting his heart. He's did whatever it has been done, served in whatever this third party energy that's in. And at this time I feel like he's saying, you know what, I might have one foot in the door, out the door, but I'm really feeling like it's more so it's time for me to leave. So there's these Divine Masculines that are in these third party situations, whether it's person, place, or thing, they're saying, you know what, they're still kind of holding on in this third party situation. But he's saying, you know, I understand here. I was here in duty. I had to fulfill whatever soul contract it was to fulfill it. I'm feeling like it's coming towards the end. I have fulfilled what was asked of me to do. And now it's time for me to be released from my duties. This is what some of the Divine Masculines are it. You might have some of them, I do pull to clarify, there might be some of them that might still be saying, okay, she's really putting it on me. Clear. Let me see. But the angels are really there talking and telling. You know what? That might not have been. Yeah, no. Yeah, come on, my upside down. Okay, so now it's majority of whatever. Okay, so now we have, so I'm going to put down his emphasis, since it's in reverse, that this really is saying for this one, this is what I'm picking up, is that he's came to the point that he feel like he's come to the edge. Like, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. So he's saying right now he's coming to the edge. He's coming to the edge about a lot of things that's going on with him. You know, some things that has happened in his third party situation has made him at the point that this is like, you're just really pushing me. You're pushing me beyond my boundaries. You're pushing me beyond my limitations. And I'm getting pushed. Okay. Now, in some ways, he knows that he's getting pushed in the directions as far as in his emotions, to go towards the edge and say, you know what, go and let go and express. If it is for you to say, okay, I want to develop this, be with this new love. I want to open my heart more, express love more so getting in touch with his emotions. And this is what's bringing him to the edge. This is why he's saying he's got to separate, because this is emotional things. It's being tugged on. He's getting in touch with his yin, which is the feminine side of him, which is really being more in touch with the feminine counterpart, physically, spiritually, feeling her, knowing her presence is being with him more. He's getting tugged more so to that side of things, you know, like the softer side of Sears. He's getting tugged and pulled in that area more so within himself spiritually and outside physically. Okay. And so he's observed some things. He's just sat back and observed some things, saw some things. He's seen the signs, the illusions, the awareness, his intuition have kicked in. And so now it's like, okay, I'm seeing the signs. And a lot of these things is telling me that I need to go ahead and step to the edge and just go ahead and just make that plunge and just going off and just see where life, you know, takes me, where I surrender to. And even though it might be someplace to the unknown, for me to just go on ahead and just do it, okay, just like Nike. All right, so that is that. That's funny. I see soulmates coming up next. So, you say pull now for let's do the 5-card draw from the bottom. So right now, what's being born is he seeing signs about soulmates. Penguins. I didn't see penguins before to myself. It's on my screensaver on my computer. Remember, penguins mate for life. Those are the ones that just like your counterpart, you on this journey that you're doing here, is that you are made for life. It don't matter where you are in life, where it is that, again, you all together are working together for the common good, or to become whole, and to help the universe to become whole as well. So he's right now, he's saying soulmates, he's saying that he wants to be happy. He wants to be balanced. He wants his emotional self, his feminine self, physically and spiritually to become balanced, and has something to celebrate about. He's been out there kind of out to sea, you know, to me, which is not having any kind of direction as to where he wanted to actually go when it comes to his emotions, or when it came to love. However, now he's coming to this point that he wants it to be a specific direction in which he's heading off and setting course for. And then is this 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we have serendipitous, which is in reverse, which means in some ways it could mean that really emphasizing that you want it to be these fated events, these things that just kind of just happens, but luckily it helps it all come together when it comes to this journey. Him being able to separate it, I think he's at the point that he's saying that I also want it to just kind of just really all fall in line. It's just like, you know, just like it is one step after another. They help me say, okay, all right, let me just go on ahead. Okay, I got confirmation. Let me just go on ahead and just like, you know, as long as you putting out there one step after another, you know, what was it? It's some movie I seen, some kind of way, each time the person stepped, they would put like another thing in front of them, like it would be like lily pads or either stones or something like that. Another thing would appear. And the same thing like the Divine Masculine look like. He's like, you know, if they just order my steps, I will be able to willing to go on and go to the edge. Because again, this is my fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one. Because right now where he's at is not home. Okay. This is not home. This is not home right now. So this is why he's feeling this way, that yeah, it's time to separate, because this is not home. It's just not. Okay. Let's look and see about I did the event. What are some things that you got to surrender? Clear. As far as in this week, that we talking about union this week for the Divine Feminine. What does she have to surrender? And what does Divine Masculine have to surrender? Oh, Jesus, that's quite a bit. Okay. For the Divine Feminine, in order to get union this week, what you have to surrender and get wholeness is surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths. Exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. And that's the same thing, like I said, about me picturing myself going back on the boat. Because, you know, the more and more I did, I could tell that the universe was kind of easing me in. It's like it would throw in a little kind of test. Like, okay, let me see if she's ready. Okay, I just tested with a little bit. Okay, let me see if she's ready. I tested with a little bit. I could tell as soon as Wiki came in, it looked like it said, okay, I got to turn the volume up just a little bit. I want you to stay converted, but I got to kind of really put on to really see. Have you really learned your lesson about how to really stay grounded and not let life kind of throw you off your square? And so, I forgot to turn like this. And so, yeah, that's what the life is really doing. Oh, my heart chakra is really, because I'm just itching my nose. Just really saying, you know, we got to test her and see. And, you know, I could tell just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. It's kind of testing me a little bit and say, okay, before we put the full-blown things on. So this week, especially when they're telling you got to keep balance, especially when you want true commitment and you're trying to take things and play things by the book, and you're trying to come into union, which is wholeness within yourself, and wholeness also in the physical with the divine, your divine counterpart. You've got to learn how to deal with the stress, the things that come on. Stay grounded at all times. With the Divine Masculine, you have to Hold on a second. Let's keep on saying, like, you know, you need to address that. Let me do a clarifier with clear the divine feminine masculine reunited. Oh, Jesus. Oh, wow. There's a lot of things you got addressed here. Okay, so how do you deal with that stress? Again, you got to find joy. Just like the song, I'm sorry, I say smile, be, smile, bitch, come on. Excuse my language. But you do. You got to smile. You got to find joy in little things. Find some kind of way what you find the rhythm of things. They're dancing here, side by side, and just finding the joy. Again, with the divine masculine, in the physical and in the spiritual. Got to find joy within that. That's going to help you kind of maybe get your mind off of things of being stressed. Think about a time where you and the divine masculine work together and it doesn't, you know, it doesn't stress you out. Find the joy. Take time out if he is in your life as well. Find some things out, you know, talk to him, call them, text them a little something or whatever to help help de-stress, okay? You got to work on the fear, okay? This looks like to me like this is all in your head. A lot of things probably will be popping up that you've got to really find a way to get a handle of it mentally, okay? Rather it is a divine masters and third-party situation that's acting as a blockade for you to do that. You got to kind of get a handle on that, not letting it stress you out, you know. Find yourself cutting the cord with that, you know, things that triggers and hearing, you know, the name of the third-party person or whatever. You got to kind of get to the point that it's like, you know what, I'm at the point, I'm just through with it all. I'm just through with it. Okay, whatever. I heard the person's name. Oh, yeah, that's what's going on. That's nice, you know. Right now, I'm on my own grind, my own thing, you know, because what might be happening with them with the divine masculine and third-party situation, it's not going to be happening tomorrow or down the line. So, you know, whatever. And most of the time, some of the things you say, oh, somebody say, oh, I seen on Facebook, he doing yada, yada, yada. And, you know, you looking, and behind the scenes, you like, yeah, okay, I know for a fact that ain't true. That's not right. That's not what I'm feeling in my heart. So, again, you got to learn at the point that no matter what's going on with the counterpart, that you check in and see what resonates in your heart, you know, if that's true. Because right now, mentally, you can't trust about what's going on. That's one other thing I had learned from my sabbatical, is this is going to fail you. Your heart pretty much can tell you, okay, no, he used to lie about that this time, but this here, no, it's true. I could tell, because it tugs, it do something to the heart, or it feels, and I could, or something like that, you know. You could distinguish, boy. The more you kind of in tune with your heart, and you can learn the language of your own heart, that's how you also, part of you becoming whole, is going to help you to be able to, you know, you say, I could bet on it. If my heart did that, or my gut, or whatever it is, sensation, don't have a second guess about what's going on there, I'm not going to do that, you know. So a lot of times you try to bet on your mind, and it'll have you out there crazy doing the remake of Us that's out in the movies theaters now. You're like, oh my God, you know, you're doing your own remake of Us. So again, another thing that you got to deal with is this inner child too. Surrender the stress. You know, a lot of times some of the things of which we deal with, anxiety and things of how we deal with those things, are dealt with as far as how we see things being dealt with in our childhood. I had to deal with that as well. You know, I'm looking at my parents, both of them, to me, they super hyper. Both of them are water signs. No shade to the water signs, but those out of all the signs are more emotional. The way they deal with things to me is a little bit too emotional for me. Now, that does not mean that's for all water signs. That could be also, you got to remember the upbringing that both of them have been made underneath. And for me, with their upbringing and them being underneath that sign, is they team too much as far as how they doing everything. Everything is like now. Everything, oh my God, it's personal. You know, and sometimes people ain't even thinking about you like that. You know, and so they kind of bring that on. And as you a child growing up, they kind of, you find yourself hereditarily handling things the same way. It's like, okay, everything they doing is personal, you know. She ain't move fast enough, or she don't like me, or something like, you know. And the person probably say, I ain't even thinking about you, really. So that's some things you got to kind of deal with. Or sometimes the parents don't have nothing to do with that. That's something that you picked up as a child because somebody had did something to you on the playground, and from that point on you made a promise to yourself, well, that ain't gonna ever happen to me again, because I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z when this happens. So again, you got to go in there and heal that inner child. Another thing I think I told you all in past videos before is to check in with your inner child. You know, sometimes the inner child say, you don't ever check in with me. You talk to your higher self, your angels, your guides, your messengers, sending masters, but you don't ever check in with me to see how you should handle things. So sometimes this had a conversation, say, you know, what is it that inner child that you think that I should do in order to heal as far as how we deal with stress? Is it something that I could do that maybe will help you feel more comfortable, that will help you de-stress? Maybe they might say, you know what, I want 2 scoops of ice cream. You're like, oh, what? I'm too big for that. And you might find yourself say, well, let me go on the Baskin Robbins, go get me 2 scoops of ice cream and just sit down with it. And you might find yourself, oh my God, that did help. I fed the little inner child, little girl in me, you know, by just having me a Rocky Road and chocolate chip ice cream or butter pecan. Oh my God, I feel so much healed from that. Okay, so, you know, check in and see what your inner child says what to do at times. Also, for the divine masculine, you got a lot of things you got to do. Here to surrender. Surrender is a spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. So, divine masculine, you're at the point that you're saying, you know what, I think I'm about to separate from this third party energy that I'm having. This to me does not have anything to do. I'm not picking that up with the divine feminine at all. With that, because you're already saying about home. So you really at the point that's saying, you know, you got to surrender to spirit. You got to talk to spirit. The divine feminine has got to talk to the inner child. You've got to talk to spirit. Say what are some steps of things that you need to do, and then after it tells you, you do it, and then you release it and you let it go. Divine masculine, you also surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. Some of you all, I'm picturing this kind of getting to the point that you're kind of scared about you separating from this third party energy of this situation, and you're just obsessed like, oh my God, if I do this, she gonna be coming after me for all my money, and she gonna bleed me dry now, and then she gonna take little Shaquan with her, and she ain't gonna let me ever see little Shaquan. And you know, that's our child, and you just going on and on and on and on and on and on and on, checking in with yourself, not checking in with spirit to see about what's actually, you know, what do they, the spirit wants you to do? Because a lot of times spirit has your back. It knows what's the steps you need to do, how to pick a higher timeline for you in order to get the results that you want. That's for your highest good. That's what you have to do. Surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts, improve your relationship. I picked up from this while I was reading this that at this point that if you want to separate from, let's say that it could be the karmic situation, person, place, thing, could be a job, actual person, actual relationship. Give up the point that at this point that you're saying, you know what, I want to walk out there with all my money or whatever it is that you holding on so tightly and did it to, because you feel like you got a right. That goes back to this, a right to have it. I have a right to have this house. I have a right to have this apartment. I have a right to have a dog. I got the right to be in this job, you know, in this position. You know, you should have promoted me, and you done looked over me. And so, you know, sometimes at those points you kind of give up there. I had a friend, the same thing she did, the steps that was needed in order for her, you know, prayed on it. Obviously on her way, because it's a testimony. Prayed on. She's tired of the job. Didn't like what the job was offering her. It was getting on her nerves, getting on everybody that's around her nerves. That to see her like that, they was very hurt. Very concerned about her health-wise, everything. And she prayed, got to a point that she said, you know what, I'm going to submit my resignation because I can't do this no more. And went on ahead, did that same moment. Another job came up to be a manager, more money, still in the same position, still those things. And then how God blessed her when she got to the point to say, you know what, I could be right sitting here and saying, you know, these people doing me wrong, telling me my about evaluations. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not doing the best of my ability, knowing that the darn real I am. I could sit here and say, I'm going to make them notice me. I'm going to keep on at this job. While meanwhile, it's killing you, it's messing with your health. Until, you know, she got to the point to say, just forget it. It ain't even worth it. You know what? Ain't no worth for me telling you right that I know you wrong and the way you viewing me as a job, as an employee. I just wash my hands of the whole situation. That's the same thing you have to do, divine, you know, masculine. You being in this situation, baby, it's the job situation, like I gave an example, or if you're into that, but you know, you being in the marriage or whatever it is, and you're saying, you know what, I'm scared she gonna walk away with this house, or I'm scared she gonna walk away with the kids, or whatever it is, and just say, you know what, I surrender it all to the universe, to the powers that be, and say, I give up the right to being right. You find the way that I find out that I have justice, like the justice card in the tarot, have justice in this situation. So that's the same thing saying. Again, that's funny. The next one is about saying being stubborn. To surrender being stubborn. You know, just like I'm going to stick in here until I get what I feel I'm justice due. No, you know, it is at this point, you know what, you trying to find out if you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. And that's true. And you might even find another way that's more a gentler way, a more yielding way of how to get out this situation in order for you to separate. Because although this person is still clinging, or this situation, person, place, or thing, job, person, whatever, is still clinging on to you, but at the same time, he still has a firm stance as to what he's doing, and he's really trying to say, I'm trying to communicate to you from my heart that this is not where I want to be here anymore, and you doing all this extra here, like, please don't. And she being extra, even in this picture, over dramatic about the whole situation. And to me, she looked like she even put on the act, like, but please, you know, she ain't really looking like that part. You know, when you don't want nobody to go, we've all been there. You know, when you don't want that person is the feminine, or whatever energy, snot, crying, you're on the floor, you holding on to their leg, or whatever. I don't mean pretending you ain't never been up in that situation where you crying, the snot coming out your nose, and you doing a regular Viola Davis on the whole damn situation, and you talk about, please don't leave me, please don't, Jesus, don't leave me, don't leave me. You my world, you my universe. She ain't doing this. This is real light doing, kind of theatrical light. As soon as you leave out, I'm going to cry a little bit, but then I'm going to say on to the next one, okay? That's the same thing. So my thing is while you up there being stubborn, trying to be right about this situation here, you know, it seems like to me, if you come up with the right kind of situation and let spirit handle that, it's a way out of that situation. It's not much as a handle. She don't have much as a handle for you to stay there, or the situation for you to stay there as you think. This is all mental. This is all mental, okay? This going on. This excessive thinking. Funny, the divine feminine and you are both being reflective counterparts to each other, and you're showing it. She's about this fear that's in her head, and you obsessively thinking about what kind of ways this could go wrong, okay? What are some of the things that in the divine divinity, clear, can work on you as far as what you have to surrender, divine masculine. Okay, goddess magic. So to me, this lets me know, please remember that who you are a God. You are able to manipulate and make things manifest in the way out of nowhere because of who you are. Use those powers. Electricity, creating two things. When I see this all the time, think about static electricity coming together to cause that electromagnetic pull. Okay, again, confirmation of what I'm saying. rubbing together ideas, getting some energy getting together, some frictions to stirring, going against what you really want to do, which is to stay. But to say, no, I can't do that. So you got one part of you saying, no, I want to stay. The other part of you say, no, I want to leave. And so you kind of going against that. And between you doing those kind of things, you got more of them want to leave and one less on the staying part. And together we creating this friction that's going on for you to create this electromagnetic event to occur, okay, to stir up some things in your world. Also, your energy. You got to deal with healing some things as well, because I believe that once you start healing these things, you're going to see things a little bit more clear. Like, so I can see clearly now, the day is done. Okay, so I can see all obstacles disappear. So you can see all that. Once you heal all that stuff, and you are able to see obstacles disappear because you're healing. And then once you become healed and you really have cleared up those chakras and those energies and got everything aligned, some things is this not going to allow you to stay in those type of situations that you know you no longer belong there or need to be there either. You can't. You just can't. It just will not allow you or tolerate you to stay in that. You know, you might kind of feel you could say, I could power down for a little while like this, but after a while, you're going to be like the Incredible Hulk and be like, no, I got to break out. And it's going to make you mad, and then you're going to kind of find yourself transforming into something else, okay? Because it's just like, I got to break free from this, okay? And then karma. So we got karma here. So some of you all, again, with this surrendering things, to me, when I'm picking up and why I'm scratching my head too, is that you don't want to create any new karma. I know they're saying the karma is gone down the pipeline and it's cleared out, and what we're doing is finishing up the things that we have done down the line so we can get a clear slate what's going on with this. And that's the same thing when we talk about karmic. This situation that you're having with this needed to separate from, that you're thinking about, that you're in right now, is something that is a karmic thing, and which is like my friend Sean said, you got to clear the pollution. You got to get rid of this stuff. And again, like I said, once you become a new creature and these energies, you start healing some things, it is not going to no longer allow you or tolerate you to stay in those type of situations. You just cannot, because again, you're saying, I'm new. I don't want to go back to the old person that I used to be. I want to move forward with these new tools, the new person that I am, and with new experiences. And so again, you're at the point now, karmically, even if it's in this situation, where you're at the point that you're saying it's time to release and let it go, because this is no longer home, just like what it says there earlier, okay? So you're really looking for, again, some of these serendipitous situations to come to help energize you and to help you to create, to be a magician, to poof, so this stuff could be poof, be gone, and you develop and change and create something new, okay? I did this, I did this, I did this. Let's check in with you. Okay, let's see this one. Yeah, clear. Okay, can you give me the overall energies for you, what we have to deal with as far as union for the divine feminine? Ooh, and the overall energies we have with the divine masculine as far as union or wholeness. Okay, 8 of 5. Look like that came out before. For the divine feminine, number 21. The world, perspectives. I'm being called to shift my perspective on my life now. This is you, divine feminine, so we'll talk to you this way. So, divine feminine, you're being called to shift your perspective on your life now. When you remember, I am first and foremost an immortal soul, experiencing life as a human being, you'll have no fear. You can see clearly that I am a powerful co-creator in divine partnerships with spirit. Aligning yourself with spirit, remaining unattached to outcomes, you are a conduit for miracles. And I just told you all at the top of my little talk, not rant, my fireside chant with you, is that we got to get to the point that we detach. And they just said that when you come unattached to the outcome, saying, I don't care. Right now it's about me becoming whole, Right now, I have not said I forget the divine masculine. I know he's my counterpart. Of course, I want him to come along with me. Of course, I want him in the physical. But right now, it's about me becoming whole right now. Okay? And you are conduit for miracles. Okay? Very good. I don't think that needs even self-explanatory about that one. He said I could use this as a clarifier. Let's see. How can I clarify this? Clear for the divine feminine. Okay, so in order for you to do that, you're going to take some patience with yourself, and you got to become an angel of love, okay? Which, again, is practicing unconditional love with yourself, unconditional love with your counterpart, unconditional with the world, okay? You've got to become that. Start loving. Emanate love, regardless of what's going on, and just become that angel, which is that really that light worker, that being of everything in what you do, in order to exude love in everything that you do, to attract love, because if you love, you're going to attract love, okay? Next thing, 8 of fire. Okay, for the divine master, you have gathering momentum, celebrating with changes, travel, transformation. Momentum is building as the power of spirit serves to power this transformation. I am traveling to new territories, and I am eager to experience all that these lands have to offer. I have arrived as many at my destination, and now the adventure of discovery is energizing me. Once you have right now what you had, the new destination is this separation, a new life without this third-party situation. Okay, that is your destination that you are. You transforming right now. You got a lot of things going on, especially it seems like in your emotions, divine masculine. You got this divine feminine energy in which you kind of close it in on in order to create this wholeness and this balance even within you. And so now you're arriving to this destination. You're eager to experience this thing called life without these karmic situations, because karmic did come up. Karmic situation coming to a close, is ending, closure on that, separating from it, say, listen here, I've served my duty, you know, and it's time for me to now leave and depart, okay? You know, the way you hold me, it ain't really all that serious. I really could break free from this. You know, it's just me feeling like saying, you know, to myself as a divine masculine, I would say, you know, have I served everything? Have I really did my whole tour? You know, like when you're in the army, have I served all my tours? Have I did everything? You know, is it really the end? Am I able to, you know, I'm going to get my paperwork at the end to say, you know, you have completed all your tours or battle or whatever it is. I've never been in the army, so I don't know. I'm just speaking off the top of my head so I could get my discharge papers to say, okay, you have served completely your completion of karma in this situation. Okay, thank you, because really when I walk out of here, I don't want to turn back and see this situation again. I don't want to relearn it. I don't want to go back over it. I don't want nobody to come back and say I got to serve again and I got some more tours to do. I want it to be finished, you know, and that's it. Whoa. Okay, I want me finished and I want that to be it. Okay, I'm seeing my cat. Okay, so go and sit down. Maybe. That's what we're saying about that. I got that. That seems right. So now let me end with the message, the whispers of love. What does the divine feminine would like to say clear to our counterpart, which is the divine masculine? What would you like to say? Especially as far as union and the divine masculine, what would you like to say to the divine feminine, your counterpart, as far as in union? That's a lot. You did pull me some cards, but then I got a little distracted, a little hard-headed. I'm gonna crush on you. And found out I got a crush on you. I was watching the unsung of the Jets. I know that ain't no message. That just came on me. Watching the Jets, the unsung. I didn't know they was a Philippine. I do remember, but you know, I don't know why I thought they was. I didn't know they was Philippine. I just really didn't. I thought some other kind of race or whatever like that, but I didn't even know that. Might have thought they was mixed at that time, but yeah. Okay, so now back on track. You know my mind. I haven't changed. A little more grounded, but still haven't changed out there. Okay, for the Divine Feminine, she wants to tell the Divine Masculine on this journey into union is this. Consider your foundation. Okay, you are being asked to look at how committed you are to love. So really, in order for us to come into union, Divine Masculine, she's really saying, the Divine Feminine is saying to you, you know, just make sure you got a real firm foundation walking into this. To me, when I look at this, really visualize to see where do you see this going with the Divine Feminine as far as in your world, your life and affairs. How does she fit into it? How do you fit into it as far as, you know, your foundation, who you are, who's your true identity? What is love? How do you love? How do you consider to be? How do you know that you are loved? You know, those things, the whole thing, the whole totality of it. And, you know, are you really committed? Because if we talk about we doing this union thing, then you like these penguins. We mating for life. You know, it ain't no check in, check out. Like the Roach Motel, you check. You know, we like the Roach Motel. You check in, but you don't check out. I've seen also on one channel, because I watched a couple of selected ones. That's really saying that, you know, unlike with the Divine Masculine, once he gets on this walk and you really into his spirituality, he's in it, he's anchored in it, and he's unlike the Divine Feminine. Once he's in it and he's in that groove, he's going to stay right on it. He's going to be checked in like the Roach Motel. He's not going to be going too much out of it. I believe that it's got to be a cold wind blowing, or some kind of way that really would get him to say, okay, now jerk back out of it. Because once he's on his walk, that's it. Us as Divine Feminines, that's why we got to check our foundation, especially about it. If we shaking like a leaf in the wind, any little thing come past, shake our belief, got us thinking like this, you know, these inner child things. You know, I've always have been told that in order for you to come into union, you know, a lot of this stuff has got to be cleared out, because we don't want anybody to say boo, and then the Divine Feminine is off somewhere, and the Divine Masculine, well, hell, I done did all this work and I'm ready, and where the hell she done went off to, you know. And so you don't want it to get to that point that any little thing that comes along that, you know, you don't, as a Divine Feminine, even have a foundation as well. You asking him, but remember, that's your reflection. And so for you to ask him to check yourself about his foundation, you need to check yourself as well about this. What is your foundation in love? Too, you know, what do you see? How do you love? How do you know that you are loved in return? You know, what's the language? You know, are we speaking the different language? Are we speaking the same love language? If not, then I've got to learn your love language and you've got to learn mine. And that's the foundation, okay? So that's something you got to check into. I see the moon up there, so you got to get in touch with your intuition and your awareness. You got the sense of home. You got angels here. You got some foxes here. I see that's in here, so you got to get really clever. Really on here, I see the Divine Feminine Masculine right there. Look like I see some badgers. That's interesting. If you can, get some time, look up badgers and see what the spirit of a badger would be. Because them look like badgers. Okay, that's in them. Interesting. The Divine Masculine is telling the Divine Feminine, he says, be supportive, especially when we talk about this journey into union. Make a genuine effort to show you care. So, you know, just be as supportive as you can. You know, if the Divine Masculine is in your life, is not physically there, you know, find ways, again, to be supportive to yourself, to your way of your thinking, okay? How can I be supportive to myself? The way I think, which is your masculine side. How can you honor the masculine within you, divine feminine? Although he's not there physically with you, that you can show support. Maybe some things or ways you've been thinking of. Maybe you've been abandoning the ships, and maybe it's time for you to not start saying, you know, okay, that's the way I'm thinking. I really stand behind the way I think about this such a situation 100% and support it. That's the same thing, like I said, through my journey. Some of the things, the way I was thinking and doing with the divine masculine, I was even not being supported myself. It's like, hell, okay, if that's the way we doing, and this is where we doing this, then support my own self. And this is the journey, and this is the way I want to go about doing this with the divine masculine. It does not matter about who everybody else is thinking about where I'm doing it, if they agree with it or not. It's about how am I honoring myself. And I wasn't even honoring and have my own support for myself during the journey. So that's the same thing it is that he's saying with that. Just support yourself, divine feminine, even if he's not there. How you support yourself as far as the way you think it. Maybe it's about a job. Maybe you've been thinking about, I need to get rid of this job, just like my friend said. You know, maybe the divine maximum itself said, I didn't tally this up, analyzed it, and it's like, why are we still here at this damn job? Why? You know, emotionally, you crying. I see you every night. I'm split myself and seeing you don't want to be here. So I'm looking at all this adding up and saying, why are we still here? You're not supporting me within yourself as a divine feminine, not supporting the divine masculine within yourself, to saying, he's looking at it and analyzing it and saying we should not still be at this job that we are not happy in. Okay? It's not adding up. The money and what's going on with us and what's happening to us does not add up to us staying here in this job. Okay? So that's the things that they're talking about. If you do have a divine masculine that is there with you, then he's telling you to be supportive as well about his dreams, about the things he does, the decision he makes, you know. Just to support. Say, you know, sometimes you get to a point, and I know that even with my counterpart that's reflecting me, some things I can't get with it, but, you know, I just have to say, you know what? And I have told him, I support you in what it is. I don't agree with it, but if that's your decision that you want to do, I know I remember I said that with him with his child. And, you know, I was like, I'm not in agreement with that decision that you make it with her, but you know what? That's your child, you know, and I love you and I love her. And if that's the way you're going to go about solving that situation with your child, then I'm going to support you in whichever way it is. I'm going to have an open, you know, open heart, open mind, open ear to everything that you have to say. I'm not going to interject, you know, I'm going to tell you some things. And if you say, you know, divine sunshine, I don't really want to hear that right now. You know, this is it. I just want you to listen. I don't want you to give me any kind of solutions at this point. I'll do that. And if I feel that I need to interject something, I think maybe you need to see it in a different viewpoint or way about how you handle the situation with your child, I will do that too in a very kind and respectful way and manner. So that's the same thing that's saying about supportive. All right, I have talked to, Lord have mercy, I have made up for lost time. Right now, I'm not saying run any specials, anything. I'm easing back into it. I do already have some clients that I already have to do some readings for at this point. And so, you know, we just take this one day at a time, you know, whichever way it's led to me to be on here. This thing, I seen the universe just likes to throw a lot of things on me to kind of keep my mind busy, because it knows also with my mind, I think a lot. And it's real easy for me to just be thinking about my divine counterpart 24/7. And in order for me, again, to detach, it has to send me a lot of projects to do in order to have my mind check out and go to other places. And so, you know, that's what happened last. It just like the universe is like, I told you to stop thinking about him. Oh, you're not? Blah, 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 blah. And so, you know, and then I learned how to detach through that lesson. Okay, it's a hard lesson. It's not a hard lesson. It was a lesson that was much needed and it's mandatory. So I went through my own remediation class that it was like, nope, you ain't got it. We got to force you to get it. Okay. So until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay elevated. Namaste. Namago.